No. If you want to bring any spirit back up, we have to break down that wall.
It'd probably
Sorry,
be
that's
best
what I meant. I think
to break it
breaking
down anyway.
Yeah, I'd rather it not be there. But
I'm sure Gentleman and I can break that wall, and I'm not worried about that. What I'm more worried about is about Garrett noticing that wall gone and throwing the whole Doom Blades into in full swing.
What if we could find a way to maybe...
he'd have
I don't know.
to actually...
Is there a way you guys could take him out so he wouldn't notice it or something? Like, I don't know, trick him maybe, or even kill him?
We can try to sneak past the wall without setting it off. But if we do that, there's a solid chance that we'll fail because that's a very powerful wall. I'm talking, like, at a game, we're talking like my 11, 12 dice versus the wall's 20.
It's a really bad idea.
Okay.
And not only that, it's an aggressive mana barrier. It's going to smack me if I fail for the difference in rolls. And the difference in rolls are probably going to be high.
Okay.
Considering I literally just experienced the negatives of what a mana barrier can do my last game, not particularly looking forward to doing it again.
Yeah, they don't.
No, that's
mess
fine.
about.
It was just a suggestion.
Yeah. Ares went the whole 9 yards because of this. You know, this is a pretty important facility, so.
I got it,
Yep.
gentlemen. We summon spirits when we get there and have them sitting outside of the barrier, and the both of them can bring down the barrier the moment we need help.
Oh, that's not a bad idea,
Yeah,
actually.
Actually, I'm thinking if Garrett's below ground, he won't be able to see the mana barrier because that's just above ground, isn't it? So if we go in physically, check out the top layer, and if nobody's in there or after we've taken them out, we can take down the mana barrier from inside.
I actually have an idea. I didn't know why I didn't think about this before. I'm going to summon a Spirit of Earth.
Mhm.
Doesn't have to be terribly powerful. Maybe a Force 2, so I have at
Yep.
least one service. Let's see. Spirit of Earth would be 15 dice. So
Yep.
roll 2 dice against me, please. I don't think you can get... Yeah, I get the services, even if he rolls 2. So I get 2 services total.
And
Perfect.
Yep, you're good.
Drain is...
Drain is 0.
Drain minimum 2.
Oh, minimum 2, yeah.
So I'm good. And perfect. Hey, little guy, I need you to do me a quick favor if you don't mind.
Mhm.
I need you to follow the ground. You see that building right there? There's a building underneath it. I need you to go all the way around that building. Tell me how deep it goes and tell me how big it is underneath there.
Okay. So are you guys at or going to the facility?
At this point, I think we're still back in the Seamstress unit because we just popped in the Astro and came back.
Yep. So you're doing this from the Seamstress Union?
If necessary, I'll just go on the Astro with him, and
Okay.
when we get there, just find everything underground.
Cool.
Just go in and tell me what you see.
Okay. So it's going to do that. Probably take it not too long. But it will come back and say, wow, that's a really big basement.
Oof. That's what I was afraid of hearing. How big do you think? Yeah, and I start pointing at things in the physical until I can get just a ballpark here of what we're looking at.
Well, it's bigger than the building that we're in.
Okay. This is like 3 stories.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna start like vaguely describing. Well, it's bigger than a whale, and it's bigger than, and it's bigger than, like, he's gonna name a really, like, a Force 20 Earth elemental, Earth spirit that he knows.
Shit. Okay. I start sending it images of different buildings and just like, it's bigger than this, yes. Bigger than this, yeah. And keep going until I guess I'm gonna finish at the ache with the Ares arcology.
It's not that big, but it is. You would guess that it's probably between like 4 and 8 stories down. Yeah, it's pretty large.
Okay. Yeah, come back to my body, guys. This is a large facility. For an underground building, we're looking at least 4 stories, maybe 8.
Jesus. So do we know exactly where that control room is that we need to get to?
Quick question. He still has another service,
That's
so
correct.
I can ask him. Did you spot any other exits out to the surface other than the main one above it when you went all around it?
Did he? Okay. So the short answer is yes.
Yes.
But he's not really sure like where it would correspond to in the meat world.
I understand. You just show me in the astral, and I'll figure out my way from there.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it takes us a little bit to look in the physical, at least we have another entry point or exit point, depending how we have to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. There's at least one more entrance. I'm not 100% sure exactly where it is, but I have the general area. We'd have to find exactly where it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's definitely a reason to go scouting in the physical.
He saw more than one. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, then, yeah.
There are a couple, but they're weird.
A few. I just don't know exactly where they are physically.
They're all grouped together. So.
Oh.
Oh my gosh! Is it a missile silo?
I was just thinking that. Are they launch tubes?
Of course.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That definitely sounds like an entrance point that we can make use of, though.
Exit, definitely, as well. Hopefully attached to a missile that we can cut off from it.
I was going to say explosive
that's actually
exit.
a great idea.
I gotta go to the store.
Anyone
I'll
seen
be right
Incredibles?
back.
We need a minivan.
We need to go to a store. I need Dr. Strangelove goggles. Otherwise, this is not going to be right. Seriously. We are going to do this. Oh my god. We're going to ride a missile. I should not be as giddy as I am right now. Okay, so we have at least an exit strategy now. That's always good.
Wait, are we legit gonna ride a missile out of there?
No, but I'm totally willing to gecko grip to one at least until we get out of surface. Okay.
So I guess we can predict as well that if there is 50 to 100 go-gangers in there, at least they'll be spread out a bit as well.
Mm-hmm.
If we can find a way to sneak in through the missile silos, the first thing we should do is disengage the tip from the missile and then sneak it back into one of the cars and then go back in the facility. That way when we escape, we can just have that done and ready to roll out.
I'm not sure that they're going to be in the tubes, though.
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. That's a good...
I hope they're not if we're going in the tubes, to be honest.
How big were the silos when he showed me?
It looks like they're actually pretty small for missile silos. Like maybe like 3 or 4 feet in diameter, or radius, so like 8-foot diameter, and fairly deep, like a good 2 stories deep.
So there's definitely enough.
Travel far though. These are definitely not meant to travel far at all if they're that small. I mean, well, I guess 75 years. I'm not sure, but based on 2015 technology.
Okay. So Ares is the premier
weapons
manufacturer, and it's 70 years in the future. So
that might, yeah, exactly. Like they might have the technology to make that. That might be enough for them to make it global.
Yeah.
Well, not even. It doesn't even need to be global. Just like
something like a Gauss launcher to give it the initial escape velocity, and then a rocket motor would probably be enough to get it into
orbit,
ICBM territory.
Well, and how many silos did I count?
6.
6. Oh my God! If we take 6 warheads, how much money do you think Horizon will owe us? Hell, we can sell one in the black market. Sorry.
Honestly,
That's-
I don't even want to give Horizon any more warheads than we need to.
Fair enough. God, I just heard morals. I don't understand what happened there.
I was gonna, yeah. Smash
Okay, should we
personally
actually make a
doesn't care.
plan then? We're close. But the plan is to go try and find the entrance to the missile silos, I think.
Sounds
They're
good.
gonna be disguised as something. The building itself is disguised as a garage, as a old gas station.
Maybe it's the
Once we
gas
get-
pumps.
Once we get there, I should be able to find it with clairvoyance. If I just scan underneath the ground, moving point of view until I meet a missile silo.
I can tell you exactly where they are in the astral, so we'll be able to more or less pinpoint it after a bit. It shouldn't take more than a few minutes, assuming that nothing's on us when we're doing it.
Yep.
All right.
So you guys heading over?
Do we have any climbing ropes or anything like that?
I
They're not
have.
likely to have ladders on the inside of the missile silos.
Let me just make sure, but I'm pretty sure I have about 200 meters of stealth rope.
I got rope. I got gecko grip equipment. Do you guys have gecko grip?
I don't.
Afraid not.
No.
I've got climbing gear, but not gecko grip.
Look into it. It'll save your lives occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 100. I just have 100 meters of stealth rope.
All right. Well, we'll be able to get out. That doesn't seem like, and there should probably be some type of staircase. My bigger concern is that all of a sudden that missile is, being launched as we're trying to exit. Even if it doesn't have a warhead, fire bad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now they took down their online systems.
Uh-huh.
That means that chances are they won't detect one of those silo doors being open.
Unless it just sets off an alarm that just starts blaring. Yeah.
Well, hopefully I'll be able to catch that before that happens.
Yep. If you hardwire in, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm totally going to hardwire into this. I have to. I'm not even going to try doing this just wireless. Lord knows what kind of crazy noise they've set up so that doesn't happen. I'm wondering. So the last thing we don't know is who hired the gangers, Doomblades, right?
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the missing piece of the puzzle as far as I can tell. And they're doing something in there. And I get the feeling that them getting money for kidnapping isn't really their end goal.
I'm still in favor of capturing one of them at a hangout spot.
I forgot about that. That
Time
actually,
to get the name of the Johnson.
we can get the name of the Johnson if we go hunting for it. But
Oh no, my spirit's coming back in a few hours and should
which
just tell
Johnson
us.
are you talking about? We know one of the Johnsons.
The Aries Johnson.
We have enough information to try to scout him down if you want, but I
Not
don't.
only that, what we want to know also is like the gang's actual motivation for doing it.
Well, does anyone have any objection to us having Smash beat up a Doomblade's member and using Mind Probe on him?
No
See if we get
objection from
answers.
me. I'll
I
gladly help.
certainly don't have any objection to it.
No, if we're gonna use Mind Probe, I want you to beat him up so he thinks it's a heal spell.
Exactly.
All right. So
Wait,
are you
so-
guys heading to Doomblade territory?
Where do our contacts say their local hangouts are again?
There's a little bar. There's a local garage where they do work on their vehicles too.
So what one's gonna have the least amount of them there?
Well,
Well, what time
it
is
depends on it depends entirely on how many of them are in the facility.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you give
what's
us
the
a
av-
AM PM time?
What?
Can you
what's
give
the
us a
average
time? Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Oh yeah. So right now it's probably nearing up against like 11 o'clock at night.
So-
Initial meeting was around 7.
Bar's probably going to be more packed at this time.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Now, here's the question. The Doomblades, I'm sure, have some hangers on, don't they?
Yep.
Why don't we try to get one of those? They'll be easier to intimidate, and chances are that because they're treated like invisible people within the gang, they've overheard stuff that nobody expected them to know.
They might be
That could be
disgruntled as well.
possible. Yeah, okay, let's do that.
That does have the disadvantage that they will have seen us.
Well-
That depends on how we go about this. Why don't we try to see?
True.
Let me do a quick matrix search and see if I can find anybody posting about the Doomblades.
Okay.
So we can get a lead of some kind. Yosei, come on, girl.
All right.
She's amazing.
Very
That's
nice.
her by herself.
Very nice. Okay, so it's bumping up against midnight right now. So the Doomblades have been in control of the facility for a good 10, 12 hours. You just begin seeing that some of the other local gangs are having some real troubles. It looks like at least one of them is under attack. There are lasers being fired. Holy shit. This is out of like a sci-fi movie or something.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah, that's the other problem. Lasers. Lasers bad with spirits.
Like, they just shot through a freaking wall. And oh my god, is that like a fully automatic laser cannon thing? How the hell is that?
-10. Ouch.
I want a fully automatic laser cannon. We gotta get the...
Oh my god, yes.
We gotta get the blueprints for that. We are not leaving without it.
Look, just if you get my hands on it, I'll get you the schematics. I swear,
Alrighty.
even if it's a broken gun, chances are I can get you the schematics. Just get me a good piece of it. Better condition, the better.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so out of game, for story purposes, Ares has been developing these, and they are of higher caliber than what is available on the market. But you're going to be able to, if you get these to Horizon, they will be able to get you the ones that are available on the market, because I'm pretty sure that the rest of the GM staff would kill me for making unique guns.
Oh yeah,
available.
no. This is very easy. Even if we have the blueprints, we wouldn't be able to get this because this is so we wouldn't be able to find the people to get the connections and the materials to actually make this end state of the art stuff kind of thing.
Yep, just making sure that everyone was aware of that.
Yeah, I'm okay with market laser
25
guns,
physical,
it's a laser gun.
minus 10 armor.
New skill.
It's getting the batteries afterwards that's the bitch.
Yeah, that's true.
Do they count as exotic weapons, I take it?
That is true.
Okay, cool.
So yes, there's some really weird reports about freaking lasers, and they basically wiped out an entire bar full of people.
Holy sh... So they're going at it right now while they have the chance.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the option of calling KE into this right now, but where is this bar?
In the Redmond Barrens.
Oh, they're not going to get here anytime soon before these guys are done. So, okay, this is important. If they're beating up people right now, that means that there's at least one guy. There's going to be a getaway driver outside, won't there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Let's get the getaway driver.
Good thinking.
Mm-hmm. So are you going to head out there?
Yeah, let's do it.
That gives us a burnable car as well.
That's true.
Well, depending on what kind of vehicle it is, but yeah.
Okay. So in that case, it's going to be a good 20-minute travel time to get to the bar that was described.
If there is a guy outside, I think my spirit's about to finish its divination. When that's done, I can send it to use influence on the guy and just get him to drive to us.
You've still got another hour and a half to 2 hours on that divination.
Crap.
Not much time is left.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, 2/3 of the way. That's not bad.
Yep.
All right. So he can keep divining. Hey, that guy, that spirit is definitely important because it's going to answer something we need, which is the Ares Johnson.
Yep.
Oh yeah, let's put that over at that so we don't forget about it. Okay. Garrett. Oh, you know what? We didn't think about doing. Do you want to check with the spirits, gentlemen, if they know anything about Garrett?
Couldn't hurt any.
I guess I could, but I'd need to wait until that spirit was finished.
Fair enough.
You
I
can only
can
summon
try.
one spirit at once, can't you?
Well, yeah. Well, I don't want to use up a bound spirit service, and I can summon another one. The Earth Spirit already used up his services, for which I thank him profusely. But I can always call. Let me try my mentor spirit, see if he's heard anything.
Cool. All right.
We're probably gonna have a check in my bag, see if I happen to have some milk, because that's probably
your mentor spirit is cat, right?
my mentor spirit's cat. I probably will have something to summon him with, and I imagine that'd probably be a small little thing of milk.
Yep.
So yeah, I put out a little bowl and wait for him to show up.
All right. After a little while, he'll, show up.
Yeah, remember this. This is more of a parent-child relationship. Me being the child.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yep.
And him being cat, he tends to be an asshole in general.
Yep.
Hey there, my dear friend. I need you to answer me a question. And I shine him a smile that obviously probably won't work.
He's gonna give a Cheshire cat grin and start, licking up the milk. So.
There's an elf who apparently goes by the name of Garrett, and he thinks himself the mage. Can you tell me anything about him?
Good milk.
Yeah, it's real milk, of course. Best for you, right?
Best for me. Why?
Well, I might be seeing him in a spell or two. Yeah, pun not intended.
Are you worried?
Against a mage? Always. Not necessarily worried, more cautious. Curiosity and the cat.
Ha ha. Very. He's not one of my followers, if that's what you're asking.
No, I assume not. You have better taste, obviously.
Obviously.
Can you see if the spirits have anything to bitch or moan or complain about? I mean, assuming that you haven't heard from him, at least that sounds like he hasn't pissed you all off yet.
I think he follows Raven. I can ask around.
Oh God. You all see me talking to an empty milk bowl. Well, to a bowl of milk that's slowly emptying by itself, and then all of a sudden you see me sit back for no apparent reason. Oh, shit. Guys, you should know that apparently Garrett seems to be a friend of Raven.
Who's Raven?
Raven is a trickster, for lack of better terms, and he loves to lie. And ultimately, he is will take advantage of anything and everything that he can.
So basically, we just want to shut this guy up as quick as possible.
If he's a follower of Raven, I would be very careful about your mind. Some Raven followers love to play with people's heads.
And they're good at it.
That whole geek the mage thing, which I'm not particularly a fan of, might actually really apply this time.
Well, he'll be my first target if I see him.
Kat, I have no words to thank you. You've been more helpful than I ever could imagine. And I really mean those words. And I bow my head as I'm sure he's going to bitch, moan, and complain at me about something.
I will see you soon.
Good. Yeah, thank you. I'm going to pay for this later. Turn around and just go and take a seat. Well, so we have a follower of Raven. And while I could have gotten a bit more information, I didn't feel like owing that little bastard anything more.
Very wise.
Okay.
Well, do we have a getaway driver to ambush?
Oh, by the way, Purp.
Yes.
While Kat is leaving, she's going to, walk by you and whisper in your ear, "Remember, you may geek the mage first, but you must play with him as well."
I know. Oh, I know.
Don't
follow the Dragon Slayer. We don't play with our food.
Don't disappoint me.
It's fun.
All right. Then she's gonna leave.
See you later, Kat. Okay. Let's. Well, Kat wants me to pull out the claws. I'm okay with that. Well, guys, we have a Raven follower. He has 6 people that left with him. I wouldn't be surprised if some of them were manipulated into it. From what I understand, ancients are not big on just abandoning their people.
Mm.
All right. Does anybody? What do you guys see here?
All right. So are you guys going to head out or to the bar or to the Doomblade territory?
The getaway driver, I think we're going to try and capture.
Okay.
So the bar first.
Okay.
Who's going to the bar?
Yeah, who's going?
I'll go.
I thought we might, if things go badly, we might end up in a small wall with Doomblade gangers with lasers.
I'm certainly going.
Okay. Is anyone not going? That's a better question.
I'm going as Overwatch, so yeah, I'm definitely going.
All right. Then you guys make me who's driving?
Whose car did we take?
You're the only one with an actual car, I think. Rest of us
Okay.
have got bikes.
I guess I'm driving.
Okay. Please make me a driving test or a driving test for your dog brain.
A driving test for my what? Sorry.
Your AutoSoft which drives for your pilot program. What's the rating on your pilot program?
Let me check real quick. 1.
Okay. Can you drive? Do you have a pilot groundcraft?
No.
I'll
I don't
drive.
think so.
I'll take care of it.
I have no clue.
Yeah. Does your car have something to plug my brain into or no?
If it does,
No.
No.
Okay, then I cast increase reaction on myself.
Okay.
We're looking for maybe.
Wait, so what do I need to? What did I need to drive anyway?
If you don't have the pilot groundcraft skill, you are defaulting to intuition.
Intuition, yeah. So here's the thing. Normally, you wouldn't have to make this kind of roll. Your car just kind of drives itself. But this is going to determine whether you get there in time before these guys leave. So.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Okay, so I'm gonna increase reaction, and I probably want to give myself. Okay, I want probably a 6. So I'm gonna bring myself up to 6, and the dice pool modifier.
That's a bummer because I did put one of those slots where you could plug yourself in, but then I ended up taking it out for more money.
2 hits, and okay, I'm sweating a little bit as I take a point of stun. And the next spell I cast is a improve. I cast an what's the name of the spell again? Analyze device on the vehicle itself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 5 hits, beautiful. And the drain is going to be, what, 4S, I think? No, the 2S. Okay, that's fine. 3S. Okay, we're good. And that means I have, that was 3 hits. So that's plus 3. So it's 6 reaction, 1 pilot groundcraft skill, I think. Right? I have only 1 rank in it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 7 plus the 5 dice.
All right.
Driving.
12
you are driving like a maniac.
While he's driving, I cast a
okay.
clairvoyance spell. That'll give me 25 meters.
Yep.
I'm basically
Eyes
being
in
an
skies.
overwatch.
Yep.
Eye in the sky, looking down.
So,
Also, while he's driving, I'm taking all my gear out of my trunk and like strapping things onto me.
cool. So that was 6 hits on the drive, right?
Yes.
You are driving like a maniac, but you're doing it very quickly. So you guys round a corner and see what looks like a number of bikes, which are all parked out in the middle of the street. Pretty big van with the door, the sliding door open, and then a gun barrel sticking out of it. And the bar is on fire.
Oh god.
And the gun that's sticking out of the side of that van is firing lasers very, very, very quickly into the bar.
Gentlemen, can you check how many people are inside that vehicle?
Should be able to move my line of sight inside the van and check how many people are there.
All right. There is a big orc that's kitted out in some pretty heavy duty armor. There's a driver, and then there's one other guy who is armed with another one of those weird high-tech looking weapons. From this vantage point, you can also see that there are a couple of other guys that are, near the bar that are just kind of like taking pot shots inside. And they're just, laying down fire on these poor people inside.
Also lasers?
Also lasers.
Okay.
Is the
doesn't
driver
look
around?
good.
I can start bricking their guns if you want.
Not if they're not matrix active.
This is true.
Can you
they're
check if they're
laser
matrix
guns.
active?
Aren't they matrix? Wouldn't they be matrix active? They're laser guns.
That is true.
Prototypes.
Not if that's
But wouldn't they have to be off the
prototypes.
grid? Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yep.
I would say, who's
So-
our sneakiest? Somebody said they were rolling 14 dice to sneak. Right?
Yeah, I've got 14 in urban.
I'll slap an invisibility on you. Can you kidnap one of the 3 shooters in the background?
Yeah,
away
I
from the
happen
other
to be
2?
an unarmed combat expert as well.
Perfect. So take him without the other 2 noticing.
Okay.
So we're talking about one of the guys just shooting into the barn, not one of the guys in the car, right?
Yeah, I think that's our aim,
Wait,
right, guys?
weren't we gonna try and take the car too, though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it
So we
doesn't
have-
seem worth it anymore.
That was
I'll be
only
honest.
we had. We were expecting one guy outside with a van, and all of them, inside of the bar.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good.
So am I good to roll sneak and try and sneak around the outside and get one of them on the outside?
Gentlemen,
Do you have do you have any like concealment, like a ruthenium or improved a bit visibility or anything like that you're going to be using, or are you just going to try to sneak?
Yeah, that was the question, gentlemen. Do you have improved invisibility or no?
I do, yes.
You make him invisible because I'm already holding 2 spells, and I'm going to put a stealth on him so he makes no sound as well.
Okay,
Cool.
sounds good.
Okay, what's my stealth -2? Okay, 3 hits as he goes completely silent.
Cool. And then roll me that the drain and then the improved
drain.
invisibility.
The invisibility is the gentleman.
Yep.
I'm good on the drain.
Okay.
Do you want an actual stealth roll from me as well?
Yes, and an actual stealth roll would be good too.
Beautiful.
Wow.
5 successes on
50%.
the invisibility, and I take a couple of points of drain.
Excellent. You aren't even the knight. You don't even exist. So yeah, you can just sneak over to the middle of a combat scene, um, presumably keeping out of the way of the suppressive fire that the orc inside the van is laying down with that
Yeah,
ridiculous gun.
I was thinking skirting would be the description of what I was doing.
Yep. So are you going to go for one of the guys in the van or one of the guys that's out taking pot shots?
Out taking pot shots. The one
Okay.
on presumably the furthest away. Conspicuously. Okay. Shot gloves. Just give him a good dig in the back of the neck or something.
Cool. Go ahead and roll that.
1 second, let me
You'll
double
probably
check.
think he got by a bullet from inside of the bar or something.
Yep. It depends entirely upon what happens when he starts getting dragged away.
If it all goes to crap, I got a flashbang I can toss.
All right. What was the gentleman rolling for?
I just realised I'd screwed my macro. I was taking the -2 drain penalty
Oh, okay.
on drain rolls, which I'm not supposed to.
So to start off with, that was 5 successes.
Yeah, and that was my unarmed combat attack.
Okay. And so you have
Shot gloves.
Shot gloves, which is 8 stun -5 AP.
Yep.
All right. Give me 1 second.
And my strength is 7.
That actually doesn't become relevant with shot gloves.
Oh, it isn't.
Nope.
We got that wrong the other run then.
Yep. Shot gloves replace your unarmed combat damage. All right. So you had 5 plus 8, that's 13. So you dealt 12 stun damage in 1 hit.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Very nice. So he goes straight down.
Okay, as per the instruction on the DNI, I let him drop.
Yep.
If I can maybe soften his landing, sort of like catch him as he drops so it doesn't make a sound. I will attempt that.
Okay. That will be... I have no idea what that would be, actually.
Agility? Or
gymnastics, maybe?
Gymnastics would work, yeah.
I would very much like it to be gymnastics.
Yep, that works.
So what am I on? 12 dice. Really?
Right. So he slumps over, and then a couple of guys go, "We got one down! One down! Man down!"
Alright, 1 second.
All right, so what's everyone doing?
I'm getting ready to prime a flash grenade just in case we need to use it to get him out of there.
Okay.
I can do smoke or flash if that's the plan as well.
Cool.
Dr.
Smoke
Dashing
might be good.
standing by with his pistol. That's about all he really has. Or if he needs to patch anybody up.
What was Purp rolling for?
That's the invisibility on the guy that just dropped whenever Smash gives me the okay to go.
Okay. After a little while, they're, one of them is going to come over, check, make sure he's still alive, then go back to killing things. And then at that point, yeah, you can invisible him.
Yeah. I give him the signal as soon as he goes back to being an arsehole in front of the bar.
Okay.
And then once it's clear, I just put my grenade back on my vest or whatever.
Cool.
Is he an orc as well, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay. Drag him for whatever test, if you want me to do a test for that.
That's body plus strength.
Body plus strength, so that's going to be 14.
Nice. Jeez.
6 successes.
Nice. Okay, yeah, you're able to pull him, no problem.
Okay, I load him into the smuggling compartment that I heard is on our Ford America, and then
Yep.
give them the signal on DNI that I'm in, because obviously I'm invisible as fuck.
Then you're gonna drive away?
I drop the invisibility on the
Before he drives away, I'm going to put manacles on the guy's hands, just in case.
Cool.
If I use Mind Probe on him here, we can just dump him out, and his mates will find him.
Oh, that's a better idea, because then no one will know what happened.
Can you mind probe somebody who's unconscious?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, then, by all means, just go look in the trunk.
All right, drop the invisibility and clairvoyance, so we're not taking the penalties, and cast Mind Probe.
Cool.
Actually, I'll sense him first, make sure he's not got anything weird on him, get an idea of how strong his will is.
Okay, yeah, he's got a little cyberware, but nothing, weird. He's not magically active or anything. He's just mundane. And what was the force on that?
I was just trying to decide that. Force 4 will be enough. Yeah, I'll go for Force 4.
Okay. And what is your... go ahead and roll.
Sorry, there's not any consumables when it comes to shot gloves, is there?
No.
Okay, cool.
Rubbish dice roll.
Let me see what the... Do you happen to have a page number for that spell?
Which spell?
Clairvoyance, was it? Or Mind Probe or something like that?
Mind Probe, yeah.
Mind Probe.
287, core book.
Yep, 287.
Got it. Thank you. Because I think you have to ask a question, right? Yeah. The target is aware of the probing, and the number of net hits you get on this determines what kind of information the subject can read given on the table. One piece of information per complex action while the spell is sustained. Additionally, okay. So 1 to 2, you can only get surface thoughts.
Yeah, and that's before he gets his resistance.
Yes, that is correct. But he is currently out, so I don't think that he gets resistance.
Okay. In which case, I think I'll edge that dice roll, post-edge.
Okay.
Actually, no, I got 4 successes. Sorry, that was my drain I was looking at.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Up with 4 successes, anything from that the target consciously knows and view the target's recent memory. So what is you looking for?
Where did they get those laser guns? Seems like a good place to start.
That would be from the underground facility that they took over not too long ago.
What we really want to know is their motivation for taking it over.
Yeah. Who helped you take over the underground facility?
Oh, well, that's a really complicated question. First, they got help from the guy who hired them, who told them where it was and that it was on their turf. They're not really sure who that was, but they paid a boatload of money for it. A couple $100,000, actually. He's not really sure the exact number. It's just, he was told that it was a lot. Then once they got in there, that guy, Gareth, he didn't want to leave. They were supposed to just smash and grab, get some stuff. But Gareth pointed out that they could probably make even more money if they blackmailed Ares. So they sent over a message to Ares saying that they'd start shooting off those nukes if they didn't get some money.
Do you think he meant it? Would he actually shoot off the nukes?
Well, it's kind of hard to tell with Gareth.
Can you ask him if there's actually hostages?
Yeah, are the hostages... Yeah. Are the hostages alive? Are they real?
Yep. Hostages are alive. Hostages are real.
Where are they kept?
That would be in the control center.
Also, Can you ask him how many of the missile silos are loaded with missiles?
Yeah, how many missiles do they have?
Well, they've got a pretty big stockpile of them, a good dozen, but they only loaded one up to threaten Ares.
Which tube did they load it up into?
Tube number 4. I don't know. You know which one of the tubes.
Memory of that, so I know which one actually has a missile in. So.
Yeah.
What was the job that they were hired to do specifically? What does he know?
Grab everything.
And
Take
they were supposed
everything.
to drop it off where?
He's not really sure. They were told that they were supposed to grab, nukes and guns and everything that was in that facility, including the scientists, and that after they did it, they would all meet on the middle of nowhere in the Redmond Barrens. And drop all of it off with the Johnson, and they would be allowed to keep some of the guns for their turf wars.
And when was that meet supposed to happen?
That meet was supposed to happen hours ago.
So they're late?
Yeah, they decided to not do that job because screw that Johnson. They're going to get more money from Ares.
Okay, so we have another Johnson that we can go and check out.
Did he ever see the other Johnson in the last 72 hours?
No, they were the higher ups were contacted.
Yeah.
Another question. This may not be very relevant, but why are they shooting up bars and stuff like that?
Oh, this is part of their turf. They're winning.
Okay, just making sure.
View the recent memories of him while he was in the facility.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I want to get a walk around so I know roughly the layout.
Okay. So there's an initial, you drop down through a hatch, go down a short ladder, and then once you go, there's a hallway, and they've set up some pretty nice defenses in the hallway. They've got this thing. They're not really sure what it's called, but Ares had it set up in one of their test sites, and they tried it on a few people, and it wasn't lethal, but it hurt like hell. If any of you out of character have heard of the ADS, which is basically a microwave cannon.
Microwave guns?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
So they've set that up near the entrance. It doesn't actually permanently damage anybody. It just hurts like hell.
Well,
game
you stay there long enough.
What?
Well, if you stand in front of it long enough, it will leave permanent damage.
You're gonna need to wreck that if you can.
In game terms, it acts as the spell Mass Agony. So
that doesn't mess about.
No. So they've set that up, and damn, it's going to be real funny when those Ares negotiators come and they use that and relieve them of all of their weapons, and then get the upper hand in their negotiations. They're looking for maybe 2-3 million new yen.
Yeah, we're not going to negotiate with them, are we?
Yeah, negotiating is now out of the option.
Fair.
Yeah, we can't negotiate with a Raven Mage. That's just not going to happen.
No. To be fair to them, 2-3 million's not a lot to ask for a nuke.
Whatever. At least we know that our sins are going to be covered with the extra money we're not going to give them. So there's that. At least there's that small benefit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any further results? Did he go any further in than that to the control room?
Yeah, he was in the control room. He got to beat up on the scientists a little bit to convince them to help them load up one of those nukes.
Okay.
That was fun.
Were the scientists cooperating in the control room? Have they
not really.
Any defenses?
They were forced to cooperate. It was fun.
Can you make sure that the 3 scientists we need are in his mind?
Mm-hmm. Yep. There are a couple of other people, like security officers, things like that. They've all been rounded up, and they're just outside the control room. the last he knew, they were being questioned one by one by Gareth, who has set up his de facto quarters inside the control room, along
Oh,
with his
gosh.
six goons.
So we're definitely gonna have to kill that guy.
Oh yeah.
Does he know where all the other people are? How many in total are down in the facility?
Yeah, it's it's about a dozen people that are down there.
Okay, that's better odds.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you mean no, it was a dozen like Ares people. Right now there are between a dozen and 2 dozen of their people, plus the 6 with Gareth.
Okay.
Yep. And Gareth has 2 of his goons that have set up similar like super laser cannon thingies near the entrance to the control room, and it's beginning to look like he's going to start running the show. Not entirely sure how Bull is going to react to that, but
So, quick question for gentlemen, so you can also ask this. Where were the higher ups when they got the call?
I shall ask that question.
what do you mean?
You said that they got contacted. I'm assuming they received a comm call of some kind.
Yep. They were just chilling out a couple days ago.
You want to
the
build
location
it so you
that-
can track the comm call.
What?
Yeah,
You
where
want
the location
buildings.
exactly. The location.
Yeah, it was at their like local bar.
Okay.
Mhm.
We can try to track the comm call. I mean, chances are it's going to. He wouldn't know. Yeah, let's try to track the comm call because we have. If there's a third Johnson, we want to make sure there's a third Johnson, and it's not just one of our other Johnsons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Am I alright? Any other questions? Every question I've asked is a complex action, so
Yeah, this has been a good
taken
couple
a while.
minutes.
We want to move away from here sooner than later before KE shows up. There is a laser fight going on right outside. That will get them here one way or another.
I think
Do we
you
wanna
can
put
dodge
a-
this guy now. Does anybody have anything else you want to ask him?
Run his
Nope. But are we just gonna dump him?
Yeah, without the laser he had in his hands, make sure that stays in the trunk.
Hell yes.
That's at least the first thing that we got out of this mission that we can hand over.
Can
Should we,
split
shoot him in the
astral
leg
signatures
maybe
faster
so
than
people
me?
think he actually got shot?
Sure, that shouldn't be a problem.
Does anyone have a
shoot him in
silenced
the
gun?
leg. I do.
Take out my silence
yeah,
gun and shoot
I
him in the
do
back
as
with a
well.
stick and shot.
I can always use another pair of prints on my gun here.
Yeah, I'm gonna take out my Predator 5 and just shoot him in the knee.
Cool. So yeah, you guys can do that. You're gonna drop him off. Where?
In the back alley.
Okay.
Just leave him in a garbage can. He can wake up later with a blown off knee.
Hang on, before we dump in, can you clear signatures faster than I can? Astral. Purp.
I'm sorry, what was your question?
Can you clear astral signatures faster than me? So I want to get this guy scrubbed.
You can only clear out your own signature.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right,
Okay.
so-
Well, we're gonna
Yeah.
fast forward. You guys can scrub your signatures. You're good.
Okay, cool.
And away you go. So what are you doing now?
Wherever we're driving back to, well, we're gonna. Before we drive off, we want to find out. We want to see if we can find that comm. Correct. So while I'm driving away from here, I'm going to have my agent try that out without my assistance, see if she can find anything.
Okay.
Right.
Uh,
Hits on that comm code.
Okay. So here's the issue. Presumably they were contacted with a burner comm, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in order to find out what that number was and everything, you'd have to find out what you'd have to find the comm that they were contacted on, then trace back that comm, and look through its history. Then you'd have to find the comm that contacted it, find out who bought that comm.
Yeah, no,
assuming that it
you're right. The one thing we forgot to ask the ganger was where was Boole? because if Bull was not inside, we can still try to get his. The assumption is that he received the phone call. It's an assumption, of course. But yeah, we know where. Given enough time, I can find this. I can find the information about this comm.
That is
Question is, do we really have enough time?
I was gonna say, yeah.
Because we don't even know what we're gonna even find.
Because that would easily be like a 2-hour real-time diversion for you to find out who that Johnson was.
Yeah, and not only that, I'm scouring. I'm scouring the matrix in a bar for a phone call that happened 3 days ago.
Yeah.
That's not gonna be. That's gonna be like a while. All right.
Yeah.
So we can skip that then. Let's just keep that in our back pocket if all else fails. At least we have that much.
Mm-hmm.
We have one of the laser guns. All right, guys, where are we heading to next?
My question is, who gets the laser gun?
Horizon, because they're the ones that are going to pay us for it.
Who among you has exotic weapons lasers?
Yeah, I don't
Not
really
me.
want it, so.
No, selling it's a good
wouldn't-
idea.
I wouldn't mind one, but if we only get one, yeah, it's going to Horizon.
So far,
Missile
this
silos.
is pay data. Yeah, so far that gun is just pay data.
Yep.
What do you call it? I can turn that gun into 2 pay datas by making a schematics out of it. That'll take me a little bit. So at least we have something going for us.
How long will that take you?
Maybe an hour. While I
So-
draw it up and make the software. But that's not that. But before we do, but that's for later. Assuming
Yep.
we survive this whole ordeal and
Yeah,
have nothing
mhm.
else to show. Okay. Now, I guess our next part is. Let's see, we took care of that. How long before the spirit divination is over, gentlemen?
It should be finishing up right about now, actually. So, your spirit is going to come back and tell you that the name of the individual that it, looked up is Arthur Traybold.
And there you go.
What does Yosei find?
Okay. He is a professional Mr. Johnson with Ares.
Yep.
Yep. He goes around giving jobs, professionally to Shadowrunners, and he works not just Seattle. He works, everywhere.
So
an
basically, where they
international
need him the
Johnson.
most.
Yep, wherever they need him the most. He's considered very, very good.
So then that at least we know this is one of their top priorities.
Ares is going to take this very serious. That makes sense considering we're dealing with nuclear weaponry inside of Seattle, and the corporate court will be very upset over this.
Mm-hmm. If they find out, yeah.
Well, Ares paid us to take out 3 scientists. They never said anything about the warheads. So let's see how we're going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
The warheads give us a bigger payday, though.
I'm doing. As far as I'm
Different
concerned, I'm doing
place.
everything. Does anybody else have an
Yeah.
issue with that?
Yeah, I
No,
want to complete
absolutely not.
everything.
Yeah, both jobs.
We just have to make sure that we cover our tracks well. That way, Ares cannot link the warheads to us. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My assumption there would be. I guess this is I can probably do a matrix search on this, but if an explosion goes off near a nuclear warhead, what happens? Is the nuclear warhead go off or no?
Okay, so typically the chamber is shielded, first of all. Second of all, it's a very complex reaction, and if it is not timed specifically, it's not going to go off. There might be a radiation leak, but there's not going to be an explosion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
you get a dirty bomb rather than a nuke.
Yeah,
So the nuclear fission never occurs because it never reaches that stage.
that is
But
correct.
we still have all those warheads that are still left behind are going to have nuclear material, and we will irradiate at least part of the barons.
If you blow them up,
That's what I was thinking.
you're going to blow
Do
them
we
up?
want to steal them? I think stealing.
All of them?
No, not well. How many are there again?
There are about a dozen.
If this is a proper facility, it's probably not going to have enough of a bang to get the radioactive material out of the silo.
Honestly, I just say we grab the one we need, leave the rest to Ares.
I'm not too up to leaving the nukes just there for anyone.
Well, presumably Ares will come back and take the facility back.
That's the
remember we're gonna call in their
yes.
Yeah.
But my worry is when later on when Ares comes back in, we need to make sure that any evidence that they find is if there's any evidence that they find that the evidence points to the gangers messing with the warheads, not with us messing with the warhead.
I'm not really into anyone having nukes. So
does anyone know how to use explosives?
Does anyone have the explosive skill?
I do. I have 1 point.
So maybe is there any way we can get supplies and set up some explosives to go off after we leave that are big enough to take out the nukes?
I can get us some C4.
I mean, if you crack the shielding, you're fine. And then put it into the presumably if it's a proper facility, and you'd bet that it being Ares, it would be. There's presumably some kind of sealed tight section of the facility so that it won't let the radiation out.
Ink is unavailable, right?
I believe that ink is unavailable.
Okay, then we can't go that route and say, a ganger came to me and said there's nuclear weapons by Ares here.
Mm-hmm.
That would be bad. Although that would help us as far as getting rid of KE in Seattle. Probably get Lone Star their fucking contract back.
Well, that's essentially what Horizon's planning on doing, isn't it?
Lone Star is owned by who?
Lone Star is independent.
They're independent? Then I like Lone Star better than I like KE already.
Yep.
At least that means that whatever information Lone Star gets doesn't automatically get pushed over to one of the Big Ten. Okay.
Could you give me the name of that Johnson again? I forgot to note it down.
Yes. His name was Arthur Traybold.
I'm pretty sure I misspelled that, but...
That's fine.
Okay, should we go and find some missile silos?
We could, I guess.
I mean, after all this, aren't we more or less ready to go once we find the entrances now?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm geared up. I'm ready to go. So
yeah, I think so.
I'm not sure that we need to scout, then come back, then go again at this point. Because whoever's idea that grabbing that guy was, it worked out pretty fucking well.
Thank you. All right, so that's on. So yeah, Astral signature's cleared. Let's drive off to the silo. We're going to the silos rather than the main entrance then.
Okay.
Have we had any time to rest since the last?
Are you guys taking time to rest?
Well,
That's
do we
a good
need to
question.
get explosives? That's the only thing.
Do we want to get explosives?
If we're going to go with that plan, we're going to need to.
But here's the thing. Do we really want to blow up explosives because we're afraid of the nukes? I'm not a fan of nukes being...
I don't think the nukes will go off. I really don't.
No, but my fear is the radiation. If it
well, like you said, if we can find a room down there that's radiation proof, we could just lock them in there.
That's an extra
Could
step
make
that we
a hell of a mess.
do.
Yeah.
The other part of this is this. Do we really need to take care of the nukes? Won't they be taken care of by Horizon once Horizon brings them to the corporate court?
See, that's what I was originally thinking, but someone said they didn't want to leave it to Ares, so I was just trying to...
Yeah, I don't want to leave them to Ares, but I'm not sure if leaving them to Horizon is any better.
Well, remember, I'm not
honestly, I just want the payday. I'm good to leave them.
Well, obviously, whatever the majority says, but...
My bigger concern is that whatever we take with us cannot look like we took it. That's the only reason why I would want to blow up something. So when we blow up whatever remains of the warhead that we took with us. So that way, it's harder for them to determine that it was us who took that.
Yeah, but theoretically, the missiles are going to have an explosive compound anyway.
Yes, but those are those explosives we do not want to set off because
that's the catalyst
nukes.
for the actual nuke.
Yeah, that would set off
Okay.
nuke in Seattle. Yeah.
All right.
It doesn't, in fact.
The fuel will probably blow up quite impressively, though.
Is it possible to get just like thermite or something that we can just set on a batch of the nukes and just have it melt through all of them at once?
Just put a thermite bar on top of a nuke and just let it make its way through it. That's not a horrible idea.
That's a really good idea, actually. Yeah.
I mean, the problem is we don't know what the reaction to that would be.
Also, that's not really covering up the evidence, is it? That's just destroying the nukes themselves.
Yeah, that's just us telling Ares you don't get to play with this toy, and that will probably bite us in the ass later.
I guess we need to take a vote on this then, because we're not really getting...
Well, Musashi votes on payday.
Purp is on payday as well.
Yeah, payday, leave the rest of the nukes.
Alright, that's 3. I guess that means then we are heading off to the silos. Hopefully the silos shouldn't be too terribly difficult to find, because if we can always go into the astral and just see where that mana barrier is on them.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming they have a mana barrier on top of them. If they don't, that would be awesome.
All right, so you guys are heading over to where the silos are?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can I get perception checks?
From all of us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, very nice. Wow. Do you keep all of those?
Yeah, I have a mental limit of 9, I think. 11.
Very nice. All right.
So I just type in what it says my pool is for perception.
Mm-hmm.
If I can find it, that is. There we go. Oh, it's 0.
What is your... Wait, what? You have 0?
You can't have 0.
For perception skill?
Look, you're maybe 0 ratings, but
yeah, 0 rank. Oh, so the pool is 3 dice then?
Yes, go ahead and roll 3.
Okay.
Do you have what your intuition is 4?
Yeah.
My intuition is 4, yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, 3, and if you have any goggles or anything that gives you wireless bonus.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming it's visual, right? I rolled visual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have low light and vision magnification.
Nope, that's not what we're looking for.
Okay, so
just roll 3.
And just if you want to survive in the shadows, put some points into that and get yourself as soon as you can rating for glasses.
Okay. Well, Purp, when you guys approach the area where you think that your those missile silos were, you notice that there's something a little off. Well, first of all, the entire area is cleared, which you'd kind of expect considering that you know that there are hidden missile silos.
Mm-hmm.
But on top of it, it's like a field, and it looks like the field has been walked on fairly recently, like trampled, and there are a couple of trash cans or whatever, various piles of debris that are. While the average person may not view it as strange, you would notice, especially given what you know this place to be, that they are kind of strangely distributed about the area.
Can I put it? Can let me see. No, I still haven't picked it up, so that doesn't matter. Okay. Astral. Let's take a look in the astral. Let's see what's going on there.
Okay. Sensing. Okay.
Do you want
Nothing
company?
alive, other than you guys.
Okay,
And, grass, things like that.
And Yosei will take a look to see if there's anything in the matrix in the area.
Haha! Yosei does manage to find that there are some wirelessly active signatures that were running silent. They appear to be attached to some kind of Ares network.
Can I look? Can you locate them? Can I locate their physical version?
Yep, they're underneath those piles of rubble.
Okay. Guys, there's Ares has something inside of those piles of rubble. Who wants to go take a look? It's wirelessly active. Can I tell what it is? With the, I'll make a perception roll to figure out what is giving out.
Go ahead. That matrix perception or what?
That was my matrix perception to look at whatever it is that she was pointing at.
Okay. You're not sure that you've seen anything like this before, but it looks kind of like a weapon.
Oh, great.
I guess if no one else wants to volunteer, I can sneak in there.
Just cast clairvoyance.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Clairvoyance?
Yeah, I'll just go move my viewpoint over to where he's pointing and have a good look.
Underneath piles of rubble, you see what looks like a turret underneath, rubble. It looks like it's got a pretty good range of motion and very high tech, even for 2075.
That is how they protect the silos. Great. And you said it's currently hooked up to Ares.
That is correct.
All right.
Do we think that it's good enough tech to see through improved invisibility?
Well, let's see.
I feel like it would just use sensors.
I'll be right back. Let's see what it uses for sensors. I let go of all the spells that I'm holding on the car, and I am going to cast an Analyze Device on my cyber deck. If you want to roll the object resistance of my cyber deck,
which is
15 probably.
Nice.
Jesus. Yeah, no, my cyber deck's like, fuck you, you don't know anything. I'm fine with the drain, and I'll try again. It's cyber deck.
So yeah, take off the...
Yeah, no, my figures. I'm at least grateful that I've actually bothered to spend some points into skills now. All right, no, don't even worry about the Analyze Device. I'm going to just go in VR with my with Yosei, and Yosei and I will approach this turret in the Matrix.
Okay.
I realize it's sudden.
I need to. I want to know. Slap a mark on it. I'm assuming you want me to slap a mark on it.
Okay, so it is currently hooked up to an Ares network, like an Ares host.
Oh, so I'd have to enter Ares host before I could slap a mark on it.
That is correct.
No, that's not happening. Okay.
But it would be so much fun.
I have an easier way to figure this out. I come back into my body. Rather, I pull back out of the Matrix. I'll cast a Levitate on a little pebble that I can see from here, and then start moving it towards the trash.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Okay. I'll try to find something that might be large enough to be like a child or maybe a dwarf, and I'll try to levitate on that. And before I do the levitate on that, I also want to make it invisible.
Okay.
Do you want me to cast the spells? Okay.
Wait, maybe you should.
Go ahead.
Maybe you should not make it invisible yet, and pass it through.
Yeah, that was. I just made it invisible to see if it reacted to invisible. It didn't. I'm just going to drop the invisibility, but nothing else, and then move it around again.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay.
Okay, and did the second once I drop the invisibility, does the little dwarf whatever?
Nope, you're good.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay, so it might be detecting life forms. Then it doesn't detect movement, and it.
What about pressure plates?
Oh, good point. I didn't think of that. All right, it's still levitating, so I'm just gonna slam it up and down on the ground as I move it around.
No, nothing's really happening.
Okay, Well, at this point, as far as I can tell, I'd have to go and physically interact with the turret without touching the Ares network.
Mm-hmm.
Can you find like a rat or something? Just levitate it next to the.
We can look around and see if I look into the astral. Is there anything living around here that moves?
Yeah, I mean there are a couple of field rats and stuff like that.
Okay, I'll try to levitate one of them and move it near the garbage piles and stuff like that. See if there's any reactions.
Yep. You can do all of your paranoid Shadowrunner investigations, and I will tell you now that unless and until you start interacting with the turrets or the silos, you are not going to get any response.
Okay. We're gonna do our due diligence just as Shadowrunners and.
Yep. We can file that under assumed competence, and then.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, then I take a deep breath and suck it up, and I turn myself invisible and make my way to the rubble.
Before you do that, is there any reason I can't get a spirit to drag a cable over, keeping you out of line of sight?
I don't have a cable that long.
That's a good reason.
I got a data tap, but I don't know that a spirit would even be able to slap a data tap on it. Remember, it's all filled up with rubble, so you'd have to dig through until you find the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so yeah.
So I'd be able to say spirit that hole. But yeah, you go ahead.
Wish me luck. Yeah, I'm gonna increase reflexes before I go in.
Okay.
Because I am not to get beat up right now by a laser turret.
If it allows you to get close enough, drop some thermite on that. Just let it melt through the turret, man.
You're really married to that thermite idea.
I am. I really am.
All right. Do you want me to roll a sneak?
No, you're good.
I maintain a combat sense spell on Purp.
I have not purchased combat sense yet, but I hear that's a good spell.
Yep.
No, I have. I can cast it on you and maintain it.
Oh, awesome! I'll take it.
So it's 3 extra dice. It's something.
D6, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So, you approach a pile of rubble.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nothing happened so far?
Nope.
Okay. Yosei is making sure no marks are being put on me.
Okay.
And I start moving the rubble ever so gently.
All right.
And I'm like a cat right now in the sense that I'm ready to jump back and away from anything.
Okay.
Okay. Let me know once I hit something that resembles real technology in the rubble.
Yep. You, after moving a couple of blocks of, whatever, you are able to find the housing for, like, the base of the turret.
Okay. Is there a universal connector that I can find somewhere, or do I need to start pulling out my mini welder and making a hole?
Looks like you're probably going to have to take out that mini welder and start making a hole.
Okay. Then yeah, just mini weld and try to make sure not to light anything on fire if possible.
Okay.
And since...
Do you have hardware?
I have hardware, I do.
Please roll me hardware.
Oh, and I'm holding 2 spells.
Cool.
Whew.
1 hit.
Can I? You know what? I'm gonna edge that. I don't feel like getting turret blast. 2 hits. Total.
Okay, 2 hits. What was your dice pool on that, by the way?
It would have been 10 before the 2 spells.
Wow, that's painful. Okay, so you got 2 hits.
Yeah, that was 2 hits on 15 dice.
All right, so you've gotten through the outer housing, and you can see like a jumble of wires. You're not really sure what any of them do, though.
Okay. Casting Analyze Device on the turret directly.
Cool. Go ahead. Is the amount that it resists with?
The dice pool is based on its object resistance, and the object resistance is you pretty much you determine it. The more technological it is, the higher the dice pool. Usually 15 being the higher end dice pool for stuff like a cyber deck or like a picked out card.
So I'm gonna treat it the same way we did your cyber deck.
Of course you are. I'm gonna post edge that.
Okay.
9. Fuck. Sorry. I'm fine in the drain, but yeah, I get no answers out of the damn turret.
Okay.
All right. What can I roll? This would be probably armor or something like that, right?
For what?
To try to actually know the weapon, that would be an armor check, I'm imagining.
You could try hardware if you'd like.
Yeah, hardware would be a little bit less of what I'm trying to aim for, but we can try that. 4 hits on a hardware.
Oh, okay. And what exactly are you looking for?
Either somewhere to put in a data tap, somewhere to plug in directly with my universal connector, or somewhere to access the turret.
Okay, yeah. You can find the correct place to put in your data tap.
Okay. And then once it's tapped, then I can just go right in directly. The tap gives you a mark automatically, if I recall correctly, right?
Let me check. I think it gives you direct access. I don't know about a mark.
Direct access. That might be it. It's like you don't.
So you're going up against the turret, not against its network defenses.
Yep. Okay, and I drop to VR because I need every bonus I can, so I'm not dropping my spells.
Mm-hmm.
And Yosei and I will begin to examine this little bastard.
Okay.
By the way, no one ever rolls this well against me on Analyze Device. I've never had someone just flat out deny my spells that hard. You need me to roll.
Well, what are you looking for?
Well, I guess at this point we're just trying to slap a mark on it so we can get questions out of this bastard, right?
Yep.
Okay, so she rolls 3. That gives me -2, 15, 4 hits.
Okay. So I'm going to be rolling what? Device rating times 2?
Device rating times 2 would probably be the most logical roll for you.
Okay. Oh my god.
Of course.
Beef. Do you wanna post edge that?
God damn it! I'm gonna be almost out of edge if I do. We still have to go inside and do all this crazy stuff. Shit. 4.
Okay. So
yeah, I can't let that alarm go off though.
Yeah.
If that alarm goes off, that creates all kinds of other headaches. So let's roll another 1 and deny everything. Here, 11 dice. Let's see me roll less than 6 total. Asshole.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. So you got a mark.
Okay. Let's see. We'll use that to tell me what the hell are you?
Okay.
Turret.
That would be what kind of matrix action?
Probably not a control device.
Let me see what's relevant on the dock.
I think I got disconnected there. Sorry.
Oh, no problem.
Probably another matrix perception, it seems.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. And any bonuses I get for already marking it anyways?
Yep, you get 1 dice for marking it.
Okay. So, of course, it's going to be 14 minus 2, 12, plus 3, 15, 16 with the 1. 5 hits.
Okay.
Just let her roll.
Yep. Yeah. It is able to tell you that it is a laser turret that has, been placed here by Ares.
What are the sensors? What sensors do you have?
It has motion, heat, like basically every visual spectrum you can imagine.
Okay, but it does not have ultrasound then?
Yeah, every sense that is available via Shadowrun, it has.
Oh, so it does have. Okay, so that means it will be able to detect. Oh well, all All right. I guess the last one is when do your sensors go? When do you go off? I would like. What are the parameters for your sensors to go off?
You mean when does it fire?
Yeah.
Yep. It will fire when it detects, and then it's going to spew out all of the different sensor readings that it anticipates before firing. And it looks to make me a logic test actually.
Sure.
Logic plus intuition.
Okay. Can I add my mnemonic enhancer to that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. You think that it's probably going to be targeting any missiles that leave.
Okay. That just made my day. I pull back a little and I put the rubble back over it and make my way back to the car. That's there to protect the missile, to destroy the missiles in case they get fired.
Okay, so what happens when we bring the freaking the warhead out? We get shot to shit by turrets, right?
I don't think that a warhead is going to set off the turret. That's based on the parameters that I got, I'm assuming.
As long as you don't try to ride a turret, ride a warhead out.
Oh, there goes my goggles.
Our cooking escape plan is foiled.
I know, right? Damn it.
Might as well erase this off the board. No exit strategy anymore.
Well, you can still get out through the silos. You just can't ride a missile out.
No. If I can't ride the missile, there's just no point, man. No point.
No, here's what we can do. We can just thermite all the turrets and then ride it out freely.
But then what happens if one of the missiles is fired?
Yeah, we can't. Those are there to make sure that those missiles do not kill anyone unless Ares decides to. And while I'm not a big fan of the idea of leaving missiles in Ares' hands, I'd rather that those turrets are there to make sure nothing happens. And it's safe to assume those turrets were installed in the last couple of hours.
That would explain all of those tracks in the field, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think while the gangers currently have their button on, finger on the button of a nuke, it would be a very good idea to leave them in place.
Well, I guess that means we'll still be able to enter and exit out the silo, as far as I can tell. That said, I'm not feeling particularly lucky anymore. So, let's want to open the silo door. We'll start there.
Let's do it.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, I drop my spells as I'm sure that the turrets are not going to start firing at me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Could we have a break before we get into the meat of
Yes. Let's take a brief 15-minute break, and then at the top of the hour, we'll start.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So I think-
See you guys then.
I think shit's going to pop off once we get inside.
Oh yeah, no, shit's definitely going to hit the fan now.